What if the secret to an extraordinary life wasn't about blending in, but rather by courageously standing out? Your rewarding success begins when you dare to be different. Today, I'm talking about zig when everybody else is zagging, going your own way, carving your own path. I'll be sharing 3 ways that you can dare to be different and be satisfied. So if that sounds good to you, stick around. Far too often, we find ourselves following the crowd. You can imagine a school of fish and all the fish just following along and doing what the others are doing. That can be fine in some situations, but when it comes to designing your own life, you want to make sure that you're doing things, you're associating with people, you're doing work that is meaningful to you. And if you're busy following what everybody else is doing, then that can't be fulfilling because it's not authentically coming from you. If you're feeling disconnected and unfulfilled, then perhaps some of these top tips can help you reset so that you can go your own way confidently. There have been many great leaders who have inspired us to walk our own path, a path that's true to us. And one of those is my favorite poet, philosopher, author, Ralph Waldo Emerson. And he said, "Do not go where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." I love that. So dare to be different, dare to be you, and carve that new path, one that resonates with who you really are. Others will be inspired, perhaps, to walk down the path with you. Zig when everyone else was zagging was something that I came across in my late 20s. When my network was all settling down, I felt this great rustle from within. Something deep in me said, telling me to redirect my energy and my focus and to do life differently. And at the time, that took a lot of courage because everybody was doing a similar path. And so I felt quite strange because I was doing something different. Nobody judged me for it. Like, that's something good to keep in mind, is that often when we're going out to do something different than a usual path, that it's really all in our own minds. We're making up the stories of perceptions of what we think other people are perceiving us as. Usually it's not other people's projecting it onto us, but it's what we make up in our own minds. So first step could be actually to question your own beliefs and what the stories are that you're telling yourself, insofar as not pursuing and kind of creating stories in your own mind. So the first step really to beyond questioning yourself is to really disconnect. And this is something I say often, but there's something so special about being out in natural spaces that affords us this quiet and this place for contemplation where we can really remember what's true for us, because we live in such a busy world, and especially now it's only growing with various media forms and access to information 24/7, all of the pings and notifications, etc., etc. And the expectations for us to respond and be present. There's a lot on us when we're in a connected world, and of course, a lot of great comes from it. No denying that. So the moments when you can disconnect from the fast pace of life, including the media, is really powerful for you to be able to come back to you. You might also find this disconnection in creative pursuits, in other mindful movement, activities where you are relatively quiet and reflective and pensive. Societal expectations are quite loud and quite pronounced. And so that's why we find ourselves a lot of the time just following along, because they're so dominant and pervasive. So if we can regularly allow ourselves more quiet contemplation, then you actually are connecting with yourself more regularly. And so that inner voice becomes a dominant voice within your life. Okay, so when you're in these pensive and quiet moments and the spaces in between, is to actually define what you want. What results do you want? Reconnect with your core values. What brings you joy? What are your passions? What are your skill sets? Remembering, come back together with your core values, etc. That helps you feel more confident with your path. And when you're going to zig when everybody else is zagging, you need to be confident in yourself to keep pursuing that path. When you have this firm sense of self and you are very aware and you're confident about the voice that's coming through you, then the likelihood of you stepping back or turning around is more unlikely, because you have the strong foundation with yourself. Knowing thyself is the beginning of all wisdom. Remember that building this strong foundation and connecting with your intuition regularly is going to really help. So that's one and two. And the third one is to trust, to go. And the more you can trust your intuition in small ways and deviating from that main path, the better off you are when it comes to bigger life decisions. This is known as a gut feeling. A simple one could be example saying no to a social outing of an evening. Like this is something I have to practice because I quite enjoy a quiet evening and I like waking up early. And I know that if I am out late at night, that there's oftentimes extra snacking, perhaps drinking, and that affects my morning wake up. And I know that it impacts now in my midlife years, that affects my whole next day productivity and joy. And I sometimes have to say a gentle and kind no so that I can give myself the best chances, having the best day possible. And in that light, it would maybe suggest another outing that would be more convenient in the daytime. The more you can practice little no's like that, the better off you are in saying no to more important life matters. You want to hone the skill of listening to your gut feelings and going off on your own path for those little things, even if it seems unconventional to others. You want to own it and you want to make it conventional and carve your own way. I think you earn more respect by being you. We so badly in life want to be valued and heard and seen for who we are. Well, first we have to show up as who we are. So if we're feeling undervalued, perhaps it's we're not giving value to ourselves. And the best way you can do that is to go your own way and show people respect along the way, ultimate kindness, and be helpful, but blaze your own trail. And the more you show up as you, the more people value you for you. So it's a cyclical thing. Keeping in tune with your intuition by disconnecting from regular programming, regularly check in with your core values, your beliefs, your thinking, your habits, your passions, and your joy, and keep tuning into those gut feelings and intuitions and make decisions accordingly. Keep building and keep growing. And this is how you grow to be so empowered and fulfilled. Liberation comes from letting go of feeling the need to follow convention and conform and follow that one assigned path. True liberation is being thyself and blazing your own trail. The benefits of doing this are so grand that why wouldn't you? You feel fulfilled and satisfied, confident and resilient, proud and unique and valued. And most importantly, you have this bright optimism and excitement for your future because you know deep down that you are living your truth. Living inauthentically carries a significant toll. Many low vibrational feelings associated with discontentment and a lack of fulfillment, anxiety and stress related emotions, self deception and identity issues, and relational emotions. The more you're in these lower states, the more exhausted you feel because you are almost pretending to be somebody else, following another path, one that's maybe not authentic to you in certain ways. And so that is a heavy weight on your shoulders. And as you're constantly trying to do something that's not aligned with you, kind of drags you down and holds you back. And so you feel this heavy weight, this pressure, spending all your energy and effort trying to go with the flow. But meanwhile, your flow comes from within. And the more you can align with that energy, your inner voice and your gut feelings, the more liberated you will feel. And thus, the lighter and merrier you will get. The real secret to fulfillment and satisfaction comes from starting right here, your heart. Be bold, be you. There are so many songs that remind us the beauty of going your own way. And one of my favorites is I Did It My Way by Frank Sinatra. And there are a few others. I Gotta Be Me by Sammy Davis Jr., Born This Way by Lady Gaga, Firework by Katy Perry, and many more. Disconnect from societal expectations. Remember your core values, beliefs, habits, joy, and go. Trust those gut feelings and take little actions regularly. Keep going, cheering for you. If this information resonates, if you feel like you want to be a trailblazer and go your own way, then stick around. This is a great environment for you here on my channel. Who you associate with matters too. Your environment, including your network, affects your confidence and thus your results. So hang out here, subscribe to my channel because I inspire through my videos to live lighter and merrier. through growing your confidence. Love to have you here. You are welcome. Remember, your life satisfaction begins when you decide to be you and to zig when everyone else is zagging.